My upload schedule and content has been all over the place, I'm aware, trust me. But in an attempt to make myself and some of the people still watching this channel happy, I'm continuing to make content that I enjoy making. Over the past week or so, I've revisited every song from Gorillaz multiple times to come up with an ultimate ranking of all their music and compiling it all into one video. This has taken a really long time, so I do really hope you enjoy this. A couple of notes before we start. This is completely my opinion. If one of your favorite songs isn't near the bottom, that's completely okay. This is a project I did to see my own opinions, and if you don't agree, that's completely fine. I would like to hear your opinions in the comments, though. Also, I'm only counting songs from the major albums, so no random one-off singles or B-sides, since those would just fill up kind of like the bottom half, and wouldn't really add much. I am including the Song Machine songs, though, since I've been really enjoying them. I made this list in very early September, so if I miss a new one, sorry about that. With that out of the way, let's start at the bottom. It's barely a song, and it's only really here because it's technically on the fall.
I switched my robot off, and I know more.
I find this to be kind of boring, and they don't really add much to the really, incohesive nature of Humanz. It's whatever. I think it's a great start to the album. The only reason it's not higher is just because it's kind of just an intro. This is my least favorite Gorillaz song. It's so unbelievably boring and mind-numbing, and I don't think there's a single memorable aspect about it. While this one's maybe even worse than Sex Murder Party, it beats it literally just because it's shorter and it goes by faster. There's some nice sounding passages, but it's kind of barely a song. I do love the debut, and while there are definitely some middle-of-the-road songs, this is one of my personal least favorites, just because it goes nowhere, and Damon's voice kind of sounds awful. I almost appreciate what the song is trying to do, but the synths here are awful to listen to. It's kind of a fun satire on 2000s punk, but it's barely a coherent song, and it's not one I ever really want to listen to. Nothing here is especially bad, but there's so many different elements in the song that just don't go well at all together. Don't really get why the song was included, because it's alright, but so short that it ends before it ever really starts. It's a cute little instrumental from the fall, but does little to stand out.
They came in camouflage, hidden behind dark glasses.
It's not one of the more substantial songs on Demon Days, which is why it lands so low, but I do enjoy the production even if it gets kind of repetitive throughout the runtime. It mostly sounds nice, but like a lot of the songs on the fall, it fails structurally.
Circle love, circle love, circle love.
The vocals generally sound nice, but it's mind-numbingly repetitive and pretty boring. Another short instrumental on the fall. It's alright. Starshine sounds alright at first, but goes absolutely nowhere in its 3-minute runtime. Another instrumental moment that kinda blends in on the fall, but it sounds alright for the most part. It's the longest song on the fall, and it just seems like an uncompleted attempt at a Demon Days and Plastic Beach crossover with some okay production passages. Nothing especially bad about it, but it's generally pretty forgettable, especially for a Gorillaz song. I definitely do appreciate the mood of the song, and Damon's vocal appearance is nice, but same issues as a lot of the songs on the fall. It's fine, but I literally have no feelings towards the song whatsoever. Damon's voice is pretty grating throughout, but I enjoy most of the rest of the song. It's pretty nice, but I just don't have much to say about it.
Falling with the world tonight.
not much to talk about here either. The production is really rough, but the song at its core is pretty nice. It's definitely too long, but has some really nice passages throughout it. One of the most coherent songs on the fall, which is nice, but it still feels like it's missing something overall. Kind of feels like one of the more run-of-the-mill songs on the debut, but there's some really quality aspects to it for sure. The storm and rain. This one's cheating because Bobby Womack is so good that it overshadows a lot of the general complaints about the fall I have. Keep you satisfied. It's nice while it's on, but too short to leave any impact. The song doesn't really go anywhere in my opinion. It is sad because there's parts of it I do really enjoy. I respect the song merely for the fact that it's one of the least boring songs on the fall, which is why it ranks high for the fall. Definitely stands as one of the most forgettable points on the Now Now, but the production and singing is great as always and stands as a nice transitional point on the album. I love hearing Dell, but the song pales so much in comparison with their other collaboration on this album, and the song at its core is kind of corny. Another song that doesn't feel too great in its progression and gets stale relatively quickly, but it's not bad by any means. Danny Brown is one of my favorite rappers of all time, but he's so hilariously misplaced on the song that it throws off a completely good cut off of Humanz. It's a really fantastic instrumental off the debut, but it goes on for too long. I just kind of wish it was turned into like a really like full structured song instead of just looping over and over again. Another moment on the Now Now that I enjoy, and while it's somewhat forgettable, I do really like a lot of aspects on it. This really just sounds like a pop can song, and sometimes that's for the better and sometimes it's kind of for the worse. It's pretty hilarious that this lands so high since Damon isn't on the track at all, but the instrumental here would have been one of the best on the album if it wasn't a bonus track. It's not one of my favorites on the Now Now, but it's a great introduction to the sound and vibe of the album. A nice moody ballad with some fantastic production, but like a lot of the songs off the Now Now, it's a little forgettable, but really nice while it's on. I enjoy this song, but I really wish Dram was more clear on the song because I think his style gels pretty fantastically with Gorillaz. One of the more upbeat songs in the Now Now, I really enjoy hearing Snoop Dogg on the song, and it's really well done overall, even if it's a little forgettable. I love how insane the song is, and it features a ton of admirable aspects, but the hideous drums on this make it a little unbearable at points. It's really well produced and well done, and a nice moment on the Now Now that reinforces its moodiness really well. It definitely shows something that this is my least favorite song on Plastic Beach, since it's still a great song overall and ranks this high. There's a beauty. A really great moment on the Now Now that sounds incredibly spacey and weird, even if it's somewhat low impact. You know that we can be immortal. It's not a secret that this is one of the more disliked Song Machine episodes, and while it's my least favorite so far, the production is so hypnotic it makes up for Octavian's very strange vocal appearance for me. It's good overall, but I think In My Dreams off of Cali's Isolation record is a much better crossover between Cali and Gorillaz. A generally great song on Demon Days that doesn't do too much to stand out in the whole album.
Praying for my neighbors, they say the devil's at work and is calling favors.
Everyone gives a great performance here, and I love hearing Pusha T, but it's not very coherent as a whole song. It's a little unfortunate that I don't think Demon Days is the best ending it could've, but this is still a really nice two-part way to end the album.
Police everywhere, it's like a nigga killed a white man. I just wanna find.
It's a really fun song that Vince Staples works surprisingly well on, but it's a little too low impact to rank higher. Great melodies and production that really elevate the song overall is one of the more standout moments on the Now Now. It's great and it's fun, really one of the most enjoyable moments on Humanz, and it's a pretty great addition to their catalog. While it's kinda dragged out, Bustin' Blue is easily one of the most emotional moments on Humanz, and it makes for a really nice ballad. More than anything, I love the Middle Eastern inspired string sections on the track, and Bashy and Kano give very animated performance even if it's a little goofy. This song is just one of the most instantaneously catchy songs on Humanz, and immediately catches my attention every time it's on. Basically every good thing I've said about the Now Now so far applies here. It's groovy, it's moody, and it's really well produced. It's just an instrumental, but the synths on the song speak enough. It's really one of the best moments on Plastic Beach that just gets the sound of plastic and artificiality so well. The hook here is super catchy, and I love Damon's voice on the song, and as with every Plastic Beach song, it's incredibly well produced. This is technically a bonus track, but I really love how everyone mixes together on this. Everyone gives such a great performance, and it's easily one of the most fun songs in Gorillaz' catalog, especially in their newer catalog.
Kids gather around, yeah, I need your focus.
The horns on the song and Snoop Dogg do enough to make this a great intro to Plastic Beach, and it's a little structurally inconsistent, but it still sounds fantastic. I know this is way too high up, you don't have to flame me for it, but just take it with a grain of salt. I just find this to be one of the most captivating short intro type cut Gorillaz has ever put together. And the strings here sound so beautiful along with the amazing keys that carry this 1 minute opener. The production here is fantastic as it is on basically all of Demon Days, and the backup vocals on the hook are insanely catchy. Lou Reed and Gorillaz is one of the most unlikely matchups they've had that pans out this well. It's a super captivating cut that reinforces the themes of Plastic Beach so well. I think the song is super underrated. Mos Def gives a great performance, the production is a fantastic backdrop, and the horn freak out that happens in the second half is one of the best moments on Plastic Beach. Gorillaz and Roots somehow have so much chemistry that the song works so well, and I think this is one of the most underrated songs on Demon Days overall. Something about this song, while not immediately memorable, feels so well done that it stands out among the better tracks on the debut in my opinion. One of the newest songs in Gorillaz' catalog, I adore how this song mixes elements of punk and hip-hop and synth-pop to make this amazingly cathartic experience with so much personality to it. This song just feels so much like a Gorillaz song in the best way possible that it works super well as an intro for Demon Days, and the string section that pops up halfway through is fantastic. This song is kind of all over the place, but I admire it for that. There's so much going on in the song, and it makes it a really unique moment on Demon Days, and the production here too is so good it's insane.
We're gonna switch. Yeah. Walk on, brother.
Technically an unofficial Song Machine episode, How Far is a fantastic flip on the grime music Skepta's rooted in, and Tony Allen's drumming only adds to it. I also think the string sections that come in make this one of the Gorillaz' most memorable hip-hop influenced songs. This sees Gorillaz melding their early punky aesthetic with a much dreamier attempt, and it succeeds as one of the most unique songs on the debut, and that refrain at the end of the song is fantastic and super sticky. I'm not gonna cry. This is easily my favorite track on the Now Now, and I absolutely love the instrumental here, and Damon really seems on track for making a really moody ballad that still feels like a Gorillaz song. This definitely sounds like it could have been on the debut, but even on Demon Days it stands as one of the best songs in the first half. I know this might not be everyone's opinions, but I think Rehash is one of the best opening tracks to any Gorillaz album, and I absolutely love how this sets the tone for the rest of the album.
Oh, sinking love.
While it's mainly just a Bobby Womack-led ballad, this is one of the most ethereal and beautiful moments on Plastic Beach, and the strings and ambient synths that kind of swell in the song are fantastic.
Fuck the judge and the prosecutor for hanging me dead. Plus 30 and still moving, I'm close.
Schoolboy Q and Gorillaz is easily one of the best collaborations they've ever thought of. I love the different phases of this song, and Schoolboy Q absolutely kills his two verses, effectively switching moods with the production without feeling too jarring.
Pretty packages of frosted delights.
Look, it comes with a toy.
It's an instantly iconic song from the first couple of seconds, and I love the theme of this song along with De La Soul's great performance as always. Possibly the greatest risk on the debut, Latin Simone is a Gorillaz take on classic Spanish music, and it goes over super well somehow and still feels rooted in Gorillaz' own sound. It's pretty much a Gorillaz take on a New Order song, which I'm not upset at because New Order's roots of synthpop inspire so much of Gorillaz that it just makes sense. And the song is great too, to the point where I'm a little lost on what to say since it's just overall so well done. Genuinely some of the best production on the debut, and the tune and strings here just stick in my head, and I love pretty much everything about it. I just love how this song is set up structurally, and the main guitar riff works so well with the rest of the song. I really think it's one of the most underrated songs to date.
Finally, someone let me out of my cage.
This is possibly Gorillaz' biggest song to date, and it's not hard to see why. There's not much to dislike about this song, and while I personally prefer some of their other songs, Clint Eastwood stands as a fantastic piece of alternative hip-hop. The guitar line that opens this song is enough to explain why this ranks so high up, and I also think this is just a really great title track in the sense that it sounds and is about the major themes of the record and sums it all up extremely well. This song just seems like an instant classic, even if it's not the most popular song on the debut. It's this perfect blend of some of the amateurish sounds on the debut with some genuinely captivating songwriting and production to go along with it. One of the better ballads Gorillaz has put together, To Binge makes for one of the more emotional moments in their catalog. While the production is still quirky and electronic, the strings and vocal harmonies make this a gorgeous moment, along with the back and forth between Little Dragon and Damon. The lead melody and the instrumental that pops up between verses is also gorgeous. It's probably too new to rank this definitively, but Désolé is already one of my favorite Gorillaz songs. The production here sounds the best they've put together in a long time, and the core tune is great. The string sections on the hook and the horns that come in later just make this one of the most exciting pop tunes Gorillaz has ever put together.
Slow it down some, no split clown.
Coming out right near Mad Villainy, it's no secret that MF Doom was at the best at this time. His style somehow works so well with Gorillaz that I really wish they collaborated more in the future since this song is so fantastic. Rhinestone Eyes can easily be seen as the song that defines Plastic Beach, and I'm perfectly fine with that. The kooky and sinister melodies and weird vocal samples make this one of the strangest and most iconic moments on the album, and I love the lyrics and how the song progresses. I don't know what I can say about the song that hasn't already been said. Feel Good Inc. is one of the rare cases where the group's most popular song is one of their best. It's so perfectly catchy, and this is the start of Gorillaz and De La Soul working together, which is a collaboration that would make some of their best songs later on. Stylo's theme of overloading, overpopulation, overproduction are enough to make it one of Gorillaz' best songs to date, but everything here sounds so fantastic too. Bobby Womack is great, Mos Def's quick refrains are a perfect addition, and the production is some of the clearest and most pristine to ever land on a Gorillaz song. There's not a single thing I dislike about Dare. It's this amazingly danceable jam from Demon Days that has so many likable aspects to it. The background vocals that pop up every once in a while, the main synth melody, Sean Ryder's great performance. It's truly one of the most iconic songs to date and one of my favorites. On Melancholy Hill is one of the prettiest songs Gorillaz has ever put together, and it's a very dense song that has a lot of conflicting emotions to it. It's really one of the most stunning moments on Plastic Beach in terms of how beautiful yet distantly sad it is, perfectly living up to the name. It's also one of Gorillaz' best produced tracks to date, and a song I could listen to on repeat, literally endlessly. The structure of the song is unlike many of Gorillaz' songs, building up for its 2 minutes just to lead to this amazing point where these cascading synths come in along with this incredible synth bass line, over which Little Dragon fits on perfectly. It's a song that is stunningly beautiful, but its themes of modern-day work environments and being simply cogs in a machine make this a perfect Gorillaz song, along with its stunning production and vocal performance. And that's why it's my favorite Gorillaz song. I know this video is kind of different than what I usually do, and I'm just going to riff here at the end for a little bit, but if you made it here, thank you for watching. I had a lot of fun making this video. This took probably, in total, just the editing process, about 10 hours, and not including all the listening and ranking, so I really appreciate you for watching this, and I don't know, maybe I'll make videos like this in the future, who knows.